by 2003, 2004, YouTube was going, it just come out and it was just insanely expanding. Everybody was going online. There was all your sort of Napsters and stuff kicking in. Musicians, bands, everybody thought, great, we're going to become rock stars now. We don't need the little labels, we don't need the big labels, we don't need the middlemen. We can get our music online. Remember peoplesound.com? Remember that? That fell flat straight away. We'll get up online and we're going to become rock stars. We're going to get paid for our art, for what we do. You know, we're contributing to the well-being of society with our fantastic music. And some rock stars, and I'll give Lars Ulrich his due, did stand up and say, no, we shouldn't be taking the music for free. And then he was whacked down over the head by phony rock stars like Dave Grohl. You know, so no man, even Tom York from Radiohead, no man, the music should be free. And all us musicians and bands who weren't in a privileged position as these big bands were saying, no, hold on a minute, it's okay for you guys to be saying that. You know, yous have got a following. What about us, smaller bands and that? We need to build up our following. We can't build up the following if everybody's just taking the music for free. And, you know, those of us who are enlightened around about that time were saying, this is over now, like, this is over. This will go another 5 years, 10 years max, and then there is no music industry, because there'll be no young musicians, because they'll be thinking, well, what's the point? You know, when you're a rock, when you're 15 years old, you want to be a rock star. You want to go where the women are, where the booze is, where the drugs are, where the parties are. And it was obvious, if you've got a band and you rehearsed and you wrote your song, what was it? To put your video up on YouTube to get 3 views. Or okay, back in the day, in the mid-noughties when YouTube was new, you were getting lots of views before they put the blocks on it. But you still weren't making any money. You may get a few thousand views, but you still weren't making any money. So obviously kids, and that's what they do now. It's like, well, I'm not going to... What's the point in trying to become a rock star? If I want women, beer, drugs and parties, I'll go to university. You know, or I'll just hang about and just do that anyway. Certainly being in a band's not going to do that. And that's the way it came to be. That's how the whole thing's ended. Now, what is the future for musicians and bands? Well, in this, where we are at the moment, in this situation, and I've been saying this for a while, when people ask me, you know, oh, there's no music industry and that, and you know, things, and what I say is, look at, you see me standing here busking on street corners. I'm loud, but good loud, and it sounds good. And people are all the time say, hey man, you sound really good, you know. This is like, you know, you're the best we've seen in this town. And I say, thank you. Thank you. It's a shame that you should be on the telly. I get that a lot of you older ladies. You should be on X Factor. You know. And what I'll, if people want to talk about it, I'll tell them. I say, well, what's happened is the whole thing's gone full circle. You look at the guys like the old blues guy. Well, he wasn't out when he died. Robert Johnson, and then you got your Woody Guthrie's. All those musicians, and same in Britain. The old folk musicians, and especially in the States where rock and roll come from. You know, they were just. You know, you're talking the 1940s, you know, 30s, 40s, into the 50s. There was no rock star. There was no guitar-shaped swimming pools. So they would just go from town to town, you know, with the guitar and a bottle of whiskey. Or they'd certainly get the bottle of whiskey at that next place they were going to, and maybe some food. They would ride the railroad for nothing, because nobody really had cars. Not when you were a struggling musician like that. You'd have to ride the railroad, or you'd hitch. And in a way, when we stood there, this is what I say, it's full circle. I've just become like a Woody Guthrie. It's just full circle, and then they'll have a bit of a chuckle, you know. So I can't expect guitar-shaped swimming pools or any sort of fame, and I'm past all that anyway now. I've been there, bought the t-shirt, 2 t-shirts actually, and it's come full circle. So I'm okay with that. But obviously I wouldn't want to be 17 years old and a musician, because that's not good enough for them, and I really feel for them, you know. I don't think I would be doing music if I was 17 now. I don't think I'd be doing music.